Okay, so let's begin with advanced data visualization using Seaborn. So in this section, we use advanced Seaborn visualizations to compare several customer variables together. The first visualization is a pair plot, which compares every selected numerical variable with every other numerical variable. The second visualization is a facet grid created through, as you can see, this is like a facet grid created using catplot, which compares plan type, monthly charges, gender, and churn risk in one combined view. So what I'll do is I will explain every query, and yeah, I'll just explain it. So first of all, this query, as you can see, sns.pairplot bracket df encoded. So as you can see in this, the pair plot is pair plot parenthesis compares every numerical column with every other numerical column. So instead of creating separate scatter plots manually, Seaborn creates a full comparison in one command. Now there is df encoded in it. So we pass df encoded because this data frame contains only numerical values. The categorical columns such as plan type, contract type, and churn risk were already converted into numbers in the previous section. Okay, so in the previous section, as you can see, plan type, contact type, churn risk are already converted into numbers. And here is a DF encoded correlation matrix. So yeah, I hope you understand how we got the DF included. So what does a pair plot does? It compares every numerical column with every other numerical column. So instead of creating separate scatter plots manually, Seaborn creates a full comparison in one command. And that's what you get. So as you can see, there's an explanation. So as you can see, the plots outside the diagonal compare one variable with another. Okay? So the plots outside the diagonal compare one variable with another. So these all are the variables: churn risk, escalation, churn flag, churn score, contract type, plan type. So for example, the pair plot helps the visualization provide a quick overall view of patterns, clusters, and possible relationship. Okay, so yeah, I think it's a very combined view. Now, why do we use a pair plot? A pair plot is useful when we want to explore several numerical features at the same time. So instead of checking every relationship separately, it gives us one combined visualization. However, because this dataset contains several binary and encoded categorical columns, many points may appear in straight horizontal or vertical lines. This appears because these variables contain only a small number of possible values such as 0, 1, or 2. Then what we do is we view the available columns with dfvisuals.column. Okay, this displays all the column names available in the original visualization data frame. So we use this query to select meaningful variables for the next advanced visualization. Unlike DF encoded, DF visual still contains understandable text such as basic, standard, premium, male, female, low, medium, and high. Okay. Step 3 is to create a face grid using catplot. As you can see in this query actually creates a multi-dimensional categorical visualization. So sns.catplot. Catplot creates categorical plots using Seaborn. What it does, it creates categorical plots using Seaborn. It can compare multiple categorical and numerical variables at the same time. By default, it creates a scatter style categorical plot also called strip plot. Each point represents one customer. So as you can see, each point here represents one customer. Okay. So what is data DF visuals? This tells Seaborn to use original visualization data frame. So we use DF visual instead of DF encoded because the original labels are easier to understand. For example, seeing premium is clearer than seeing the encoded value 2, right? So seeing premium is clearer than seeing the encoded value, which is 2, like 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, right? So this is like very clearer. You get a proper understanding. Okay. Now then comes the plan time. X is equal to plan type. So this places a subscription plan on x-axis. Okay. So sorry, the subscription plan on x-axis and y-axis has the monthly charges. And HUE is gender. Now this separates the customer using different colors based on gender. So as you can see, Seaborn automatically creates a legend showing which color represents each gender. So male is blue and female is orange. When call is equal to churn risk, now this, instead of like placing all customers in one crowded graph, Seaborn divides the visualization into separate panels. This is called face grid. Now, why is column is equal to churn risk important? Now, as you can see, the column parameters allows us to compare the same relationship across different customer segment. In this case, every panel uses plan type on the x-axis, monthly charges on the y-axis, and gender as color. The only difference between the panels is the churn risk category. This makes it easier to understand whether pricing and plan patterns differ among low, medium, and high risk customers. So, how to read the visualization? As you can see, each dot represents one customer, and the dot, as you can see, the horizontal position shows the plan type. Then the vertical position shows monthly charges. So horizontal shows plan type, monthly, vertical shows the monthly charges. Color shows the gender. This is male, this is female. Then, and panel, as you can see, shows the churn risk. That's low, high, and churn risk medium. Okay. And so this visualization allows us to compare several customer characteristics together. We can observe which plan appears within each churn risk category, whether high risk customers are concentrated in particular plans, whether monthly charges differ across risk groups, and whether gender based patterns appear in the dataset. So, one noticeable point is that a customer in the low risk premium category with usually high monthly charges compared with another records, right? They may be an outlier and should be investigated before drawing a conclusion. So the high risk panel contains customers across different plan types, which suggests that churn risk may not depend on the selected plan. However, because the dataset is small, the visualization should be used mainly for exploratory analysis rather than making broad business conclusions. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't think so. Explain it more, and this is basically a cat plot. Sorry, this is basically a face grid plot, which is made during we're using face grid. So a cat plot made using face grid. So that's what it is. And yeah, I think it's no big deal. I think yeah, it's a bit you can say complicated to understand if you are viewing it for the first time, but if you actually learn a bit about it, it's very easy to understand. So yeah, I think I'm done with this video. We'll continue to the next part.